Hey guys, what's up? Nice to see you. Happy 2019. I hope you had a very nice New Year's celebration with your friends or family. Let me know. I hope you also have some very cool New Year's resolutions. Mine, for example, is to improve my photography as far as I can and travel as much places as I can, take all the shots and capture all the videos I can. And hopefully I will be able to create some more tutorial videos for you, which you're gonna enjoy. This video will be about some mistakes you should avoid when you're starting photography. So before I continue, let's just switch to outdoor, Alex. We are 3,571 meters above sea level, I think. And in this video, I'm going to talk about some mistakes you should avoid when starting photography. So have fun, enjoy the view, and let me know what you think. 3,450 something meters, and you even got a Swiss chocolate museum from Lynn. You can buy all that stuff, and you can take some photos with the guys and the equipment. You got a bit of history here, a machine. You even got a shoki shop, so if you're ever visiting, don't miss this place. Look at that gorgeous panorama, all those mountains. Looks really amazing, and a lot of snow down there, even a glacier. So cool. You got a lot of people up here, but whatever. Look at that, all those people, everybody doing selfies and stuff. But still, the panorama, the view is simply stunning. So I think I'm gonna set up my tripod somewhere, do a couple of shots. For example, that view I particularly like, so I think I will take a shot from this. So you don't want to do wide angle all the time. This is maybe one of the topics when I got my wide angle lens. I did all the shots in wide angle. In the first place, it's pretty awesome because you can get a lot of things in that shot. You take just, if you have a normal lens like this one here, it's a simple zoom lens, 28 millimeters right now. And if I take this shot from here, just like this, I will show you in a video how it looks like. But it doesn't have that much stuff in it, right? But now if I go ahead, and if I put on my wide angle lens, let me just quickly do that, quick change here, there you go, and click, take off the lens hood, and then I do the same shot, same position, same everything, and maybe I need to do a little focusing because this is a manual focus lens, but it just looks good. And then I take the same shot, and then you will see that there is much more stuff in the picture, which is cool. The problem with it is that the edges of my picture will become blurry. I will show you. In the red area, you can see lens distortion. Depending on the make and model, it can be more or less, and in Lightroom you can get rid of most of it, but as you can see, even after removing it, I still got some distortion in my image here. So tip number 2 you don't want to do is over editing all your shots because it's not cool. If you look at this picture on the screen, it's completely oversaturated. Those blues, those greens, they look completely unnatural, and you don't want to do that at all. If I compare it with the original picture on the left side, you can see that it is much more subtle. It's a better shot. Out of the camera it looks better. It still needs some editing, and Lightroom gives you all the possibilities you need. I can bring down the highlights, I can bring up the shadows, I can give it some punch with some contrast in it, some clarity and so on. But I want to keep it subtle as far as possible, keep it natural, still giving it the punch, but not overdoing it like on the right side. You want to make sure it looks pleasing to the eye. And this right shot is a typical beginner shot. I saw all the possibilities in Lightroom. I moved all the sliders and did all the things and oversaturated endlessly. And as you can see, the result is not a really nice shot. So keep it simple, keep it natural, and keep it nice to the eye. Tip number 3, watch out for your live display because it is not always going to show you the picture as it is appearing later on your PC. I've noticed that a lot of live displays generate a much brighter image. So if you look at your display on your camera, the image itself might be displayed brighter than it will be later on the computer. So instead of relying on your camera's display, turn on your histogram and rely on that. Many cameras, you have a little display button, or look it up in the settings where you can do it. But on my one, there is this display button, and if I press it a couple of times, I got my histogram in the right lower corner, which tells me exactly if my picture is too bright or too dark in the end. So make sure that you are somewhere in the middle of the image. So those white peaks, which you can see right now, they should be somewhere in the middle, not to the right side as they are right now, and not to the complete left side, because right is representing the bright areas of your image and left is the dark areas of your image. And you don't want to have those on the complete extremes of the histogram, because those are areas of your image which do not contain any information because they are too white or too black with no details in them. But if you are shooting and you have the opportunity to overexpose a little bit, do it. Don't push your histogram to the complete right side, as you can see here. But if it's a bit more to the right than it is to the left, it's better, because in post-production, in Lightroom for example, it is much easier to darken the bright areas than to lighten up the dark areas. Because if you lighten up dark areas, you're gonna have noise, much more noise than when you are trying to darken the bright areas of your image. So rely on your histogram, it's very important. And what I would also say is try to turn down your display brightness. In my camera, if I go to the settings menu, I have a monitor brightness setting, as you can see, and right now it is set to manual. It also has a setting which is called sunny weather, but I don't like to use it because it is brightening up the display, which is also distorting the colors and making them appear much brighter than they will appear later on the PC, which will result in images which are too dark, which are underexposed on the PC, which I then need to brighten up using Lightroom. So try to keep it, try to use your histogram and try to keep it as much to the right side as possible, but not to the complete right side. Do not have any peaks on the complete right, representing blown out white areas of your image. Tip number 4, you want to remove all the unnecessary distractions in your image. Best is to do it while you're shooting it. Try to compose the picture in a way that you get out all the unnecessary things which are, distracting the viewer's eye from the main focus, from the main subject in your image, like trash bin, lamppost, cars, building, people, or whatever it is. Try to get them out of your image in the first place. Now, if you didn't notice something, or you just forgot, or it still somehow something moved in, you were just not able to remove it, you can try to do it in post-production as well. I usually use Lightroom for this, which has a very nice feature called the spot removal tool, which is something like a little healing application. You can just highlight areas of your image which are then removed and replaced by Lightroom with similar areas of your photograph. On this image, which you can see on the screen, you can see that on the left side here I got some posts like these thingies in there which are not really looking nice. They are a bit of distracting. If I zoom in, you can see that that stuff is, it's not cool to have it in there. So in the end, what I did, I used the spot removal tool and I got rid of those 3 main ones which were here and there. You see, and the image has a much better flow. I still have some of these posts here in the end, but those are not as distracting because they are blending in a little bit with the color of the grass. So, as said, try to remove all the unnecessary distractions in your shot and try to focus on the main subject of your image. And tip number 5, give yourself some time. Right? You don't need to rush your photography. You don't need to think that you take 500 shots or 1,000 shots and then they're gonna be great. It's a learning period. It's a curve. As a photographer, you're never gonna have learned enough. There are always people who know more. Look for inspiration. Go and attend some courses. Try to learn more. Educate yourself on YouTube, buy some books, read and learn about all those things, and you will see that over time your photography will improve, your composition will improve, your skills with Lightroom or Photoshop or all other editing applications will improve as you go on and as you use them and as you learn. There were people who said that your first 10,000 photographs are the worst, and I say that it even goes further. I mean, I have done, I don't know how many 10,000 shots, but there are still some in there which are not really looking the way I want to look them, and they're gonna be much more. It doesn't matter how many shots I take, there will never be a time where all my shots are gonna be perfect. So, conclusion in the end, give yourself time, try to get the most out of your shots every time, try to put in the effort that needs to be put in and learn and improve, and at some point you will arrive there where most of your shots gonna be very nice. Since it is New Year, I will give you one more bonus tip which helped me a lot to improve my image quality, and that is always keep your lens and filters, if you're using any, clean. Remove any fingerprints before you start shooting, remove any dust spots which you may have on them, because especially if you are shooting with a small aperture, you will see that those spots will get more in focus in your image, and you might not see it on the live display on your camera, but if you then put them into Lightroom, you will notice all those little spots, and they are super annoying. Here's an image which I recently shot, and it has a lot of spots on them because I actually forgot to remove them, to clean them. But then afterwards in Lightroom, I had to spend like 20 minutes to remove those spots all one by one. Super tedious work. You don't want to do that all the time. Instead, it's much easier to get yourself a little cleaning tool for your lens. It looks like a little pen, has two ends. One end is a little brush which you can use to brush off all the dust which you have on the lens and on the filter and so on. And then the other end is a little, looks like a little pen stuff which has a little, I don't know what it is on it, but you can just use it to brush off the fingerprints and other spots which you might have on your lens. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please give it a like and subscribe for more. As always, love and kisses to my wife. Happy 2019, and I hope to see you around next time. Until then, have a lovely week.